Activate only if you control 2 Zefra cards in your pendulum zones with pendulum scales of 1 and 7. Well, that Yang Zing Zephyr has something to search, but I wouldn't want to search this shit. When this card is activated, shuffle all monsters you control into the deck, except Zephyr monsters. Neither player can special summon monsters except from the hand or extra deck. So Shaddolls can still fuse. Tellarknights can't summon a monster out the graveyard, but they can still do Vega. Infernoids can't summon anything out the graveyard, but they can summon them out the hand. This doesn't hurt Burning Abyss, really. Well, unless, Graph or Sir activates or something. While you control a card in your Pendulum Zone, this card can't be targeted by card effects. If a card in your Pendulum Zone is destroyed, destroy this card. I think there would have to be more archetypes that would be hurt by this card for it to be better. This is a type of card that is good when you get to go first. When you have the upper hand and you can afford to play this. You have to have your pendulum scales complete. Scale of 1 and 7. That's 2 cards. Then this is 3. I don't feel like this card is that good just because you got to go first. Second of all, it doesn't completely stop people from summoning monsters, but they got to keep it into pendulums because that's basically what it says. Neither player can special summon monsters except from the hand or extra deck. That's basically saying pendulum summon. Making sure it can't be MST'd or anything, that's cool and all. But then if your opponent blows up one of your cards in the pendulum zone, this gets destroyed too. The Chosen Warriors of the Zefra. This card gains these effects based on the number of face of Zefra monsters in your extra deck with different names. I really hate when effects say that shit. 3 or more. All monsters you control gain 100 attack for each face-up monster in either player's extra deck. So the bare minimum, your monsters will be getting a 300 attack boost. 5 or more. All monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. 8 or more. All monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. So it's supposed to be easy to get 5, then to 8 monsters face up in your extra deck. I'm just saying, and then they have to be Zephyrs. Your monsters can't be targeted by your opponent's stuff. It's clearly better than them can't be destroyed by card effects, but this seems like a whole lot of work for nothing. This is feeling more like that damn Noble Knight field card. You can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, shuffle all cards from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard into the deck. If this effect actually happens, if the opponent was a male, which means they have a penis, they should get their penis cut off immediately. This effect should never happen. Never, ever, ever, ever happen. But if it does, then you don't lose. As much as I like cards that are in an archetype, this card is like, what? This card isn't going to do anything for a while, or you're just going to conveniently have 10 Zephyr with different names. Different names? What the fuck? That's probably not going to happen either. If I was playing against somebody playing Zephyrs, specifically playing this card, and if they just happen to have 10 different Zephyr and then they flip this up, I'm not going to let them get the satisfaction. I am going to scoop up some ice cream because that shit tastes good. I'm not going to let the game go on for any longer. These cards are pretty lackluster. Just because these cards aren't good now doesn't mean they won't be in the future, but they suck. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Appreciate that shit. If you want to support me or something, all you got to do, take a few seconds, click an advertisement. It literally takes seconds, and it helps me pay rent to live in this place. I'd be grateful and appreciative, find a little bit of time to help a brother out. Thank you very much. Whew, these cards suck. But it's okay that they suck, because if they were better, then this would have been a completely different type of video.